and at the end of the lecture hour, the motivation level is different from time to time. And we talk about throughout the day also, morning, afternoon, evening, and if you go for the period of 1 week, we can see the difference in motivation level from Monday, Tuesday to Friday. And if we go to the nature of motivation, in order to achieve, or if you look at the performance, there are 3 things that are related to performance. Of course, first, the students, they have the ability, or sure, when they come to university, they are able to achieve the required grade before entering the university, and they should be able to continue and graduate on time if they continue with that level of motivation that they have during their school days. So we talk about ability, we talk about motivation, and the third one is the environment. But if we have the ability and also the environment where we have the university facilities, good lecturers, and many other things, but if the students are lacking in motivation, we can see that performance is not that high. But if we have all 3 where motivation is also high, and then what we have at the end is a very high performance given by the students. So we can compare, for example, 2 students of similar ability. They came from a similar background with similar grades, but when they spend 3 or 4 hours at the university, because they have different motivation level, probably the one who has the higher motivation level will perform much better than the one with lower motivation level. One thing that we talk when we discuss motivation is the reward. Students tend to be more motivated if we reward them for achieving something. And when we want to reward students, it's good that we do something to them so that they will repeat whatever behavior which is positive. And also always when we give something the reward, it should be after they have achieved it. It's not before doing something, but after doing something, and probably after excelling in some activities. And if possible, we try to give reward as soon as possible, while they still can remember what is it about. So that's the right time. We consider is the reward should be given immediately, so that the effect will be greater. This will motivate them to do the same or to achieve the same achievement from time to time, because they know that the reward will come to them almost immediately. And of course, when we reward somebody, it can be in the form of presents, monetary value, or we buy something and give it to the students. And the other thing which is quite cheap, or is we don't have to pay any price for it. You just praise the student. So this is also considered as a reward. And the presents, the praise, and the way we show approval to the students' achievement, these are considered as external rewards or extrinsic rewards. On the other hand, we also have another form of reward, which is the intrinsic or the internal reward. Students themselves, from inside them, they can feel satisfied they feel that they have accomplished something, and then they feel the sense of enjoyment of doing something and achieving something. So that is considered as intrinsic or internal rewards. There's another form of motivation, and in this case is called negative motivation. In this case is the way we motivate them by using fear. We put fear to them and they do something because of fear. If not, we say that we are going to punish them. So fear and punishment, they are related, and this can also motivate students, but they are categorized as a negative method of motivation. And if you continue with this negative motivation, it's not going to be effective in the long term, because the student will get fed up with this type of motivation, because they cannot see much value to themselves. And some people, they use this negative motivation is as a last resort, not every time, not now and then, but if they have tried so many other ways but still cannot achieve the required achievement or performance, then only they use the negative motivation. Okay, let's say for example we look at students from the schools, although we talk about students at universities, but when we talk about teaching and learning, they are related either at schools or at universities. So this particular student, a girl by the name of Hani, was studying at a school just outside the university, and she did very well in the UPSR exam for 2006. So just imagine, out of 500,000 students sitting for UPSR exam in that year, she came out as the best student in Malaysia. And when we talk to their parents about the students' performance, and when we ask the parents what's the secret of their daughter's achievement, they said it's nothing secret. The thing is that Hani is an auto girl, so I call it auto girl because their parents said that Hani will do anything which is required out of her without being reminded. So she will do on her own. For example, she will go to school without being asked to go to school, and she will do her homework without being asked. She will study during the day or night without being asked or be reminded. So she did everything during that year on her own. So it's from inside, and this is a form of how disciplined this girl is. She is a self-motivated girl, and that's why she got to be the best student in 2006 for UPSR exam. And if you look at another student, but for the secondary school, in 2004, there was a student by the name of Nur Amalia. She came out as the best student for SPM 2004. And she achieved a very high marks for the 17 subjects that she took for the exam, and she got 17 1As in that exam. So the thing is that she was a very motivated girl, and she was very determined.